I think I'm on Twitter Spaces.
Well, we'll find out in a little bit.
Oh, I'm muted. I'm unmuted now. There you go. I can see my voice. All right, I'm there.
All right, and we are on.
Say hi to Twitter Spaces, Les.
Hey, Twitter Spaces. How's it going?
Excellent. All right. Yep. The mic moves so it can hear you. Danny, go ahead. Try it.
Hello, Twitter.
Bingo. They can hear you. Good.
All right.
All right. We are set up and ready to go. Oh, we're on YouTube too.
We're on YouTube, and Jan is taking this on to Clubhouse. So
we're going to Clubhouse. All right. Yeah. We're all over the place. I got to tell you, we are going to be all over the place. We had a great call today. Hello, everybody. We had a great call today. We brought our first metaverse build to Otherverse, got on with Brian Schuster, and just to get to listen to him talk about their concepts, the ideas, basically what everybody else is doing wrong in the metaverse, and how they're correcting them and how they're going to make these things work well. It's just amazing. I've never heard anybody who, so when I talk about business, I get pretty excited. Well, when Brian talks about technology, he lights up like a kid at Christmas morning with a pony under the tree, right? I mean, it's literally, he just goes off and he starts doing things like this. His hands start moving. He starts building things in the midair. It's incredible with that project. So, of course, you guys know we had Brian on. Full bore, guys, moving forward with Otherverse. And in the next week, you guys will be able to see the new website that we built. You can already see the logo that we designed for it. A vast improvement over the logo that was there. And a lot of great things happening there and starting to ramp up. Going to be a very, very successful project. And of course, if you happen to have some TruBadgers in your wallets, a little bit of bags, I think you're going to be pretty happy. That's about what I can say there. We're going to jump right into things. So we've had some important calls. You guys know, I was just talking about the Otherverse call. We've had a lot of important calls, but to me, this is the most important call that we've ever had in TruBadger for an AMA. Okay. And that is because, as you guys know, we talk about there's the team, there's the technology and the product, and then there's community. You guys know that we believe that community is 50% of the equation towards massive success. And we've been, going back and forth. How do we do that? How do we make that happen? And some community members got together and they formed something called Knack. Okay. It's not a killer name. I got to tell you, it's not like, it's not, it's just not one of those names. It's kind of, you got to get the hang of it, but it's a killer reason and importance. And it is a killer idea. And that is the Nexus Action Committee. Okay. What do? What's the purpose of it? Well, the purpose of it is to make sure that we are a community-driven project. So I'm going to let you guys know next week, we will be having a launch party that will connect the entire voting mechanism for TruBadger. Okay. We're going to start putting initiatives up there, things for you guys to be able to vote on, decisions to be made. A lot of those decisions and a lot of that stuff that we'll do, us as a management team will bring to Knack. Knack will look at it, and then we'll set those initiatives up and then get that as well. They're here to collect information, data from you guys to then bring to us to make sure that we're not doing crazy things or off in some crazy direction to keep us on track. But there's one other thing that they're here for, which is extremely important. And that is to figure out what you guys need and come up with ideas and concepts to help you go out and share the heck out of this for us to take Nexus from, where we're at right now to 50,000 holders, 100,000 holders, 500,000 holders, and 1 million holders, and really cement in this concept, this idea that community is commerce. Okay. Community is commerce, but that means what? It means we must have an active community. It's not just a community of people. It's a community of active people that are here for a common purpose, for that reason, which is what? Financial improvement of all of our lives. And for some people, it might be a little bit. For a lot of other people, it might be a lot more, depending on where they're participating. So this is as the Nexus ecosystem goes. So you got TruBadger, you got Catapult, you got Safufied, Insights, DNP, and then you've got Crypto Gods. And now we're going to have to get another logo on the bottom of there, because Knack is that 7th part of this. And what we'll be doing, guys, is, and here's the important part. So Knack is a committee of X amount of people. We're talking about, and I've given them the suggestion of doing a Knack club. So that could have thousands of people in it, and there'll be the base committee size of it. But here's the beautiful part about it. If you're like, well, I'd like to get involved in a project, every single one of the projects will also form their own group that then will work with Knack in order to grow this thing. So each community, each project will have their own committee that will then help communicate with that. And then, of course, bring it all together with the Nexus ecosystem. So I'm not going to take up much more time talking here. I'm going to turn it over to the brilliant gentleman right now, because I don't see any. I know there's some ladies involved in it, but I see all gentlemen here except for me and Rhonda. I'm not a gentleman. You're a woman.
You're a gentleman. You're
I
very
am?
much
Oh,
a gentleman.
okay.
Oh, my
All
stars.
right, I
of
just
course
had
you
to check.
are.
My mom's on here, so I had to make sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, Dana would say the same. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so I'm a
Maybe,
gentleman
except
too.
maybe when you're dancing on a table.
So we have
but
all gentlemen. Rhonda is their exception here. But I got to tell you, this is one of the beautiful things too. And here's the thing for the ladies out there. Very, very important. And you guys can see when we do our AMAs and the stuff that we do that I'm outnumbered every day. So I go in the office. We have a virtual office. We have a Zoom line that we get on, and we'll spend 6, 8 hours, 9 hours on there a lot of days working. Everybody's doing their thing. And hey, I need this. I need this. I am outnumbered every single day. So this is the first call I've been on where actually the guys outnumber the girls on the panel. This is it. This is I think the first time here. I'm usually outnumbered every day, but I don't mind it because they're dynamite at what they do. And just, getting a lot of great stuff. So am I going to turn this over to you, Jim?
Yeah, I'll just give if it's okay, a brief intro, and then let each of the subcommittees take it from there. Does that sound good?
Perfect. And so what are we going to do here, guys? We're going to let them know what Knack is. We're going to let them know how they can get involved. And what else? What's our goal here?
So our goal is a good overview, how to get involved, and just really given the mission of what we're all about.
All right.
And then each committee will get a little more in depth as to what they're doing. We have other committees, but we figure I think we have 3 or 4 committees for tonight. And I think those would be our key ones that we want to talk about.
All right, awesome. And before I turn it over to you, Danny, can you pet the badger one more time?
He does it perfect every time.
He does. He knows right where it's at.
All right. So as Peter nicely put, so the Nexus Action Committee, or the Knack, I kind of like the name. So we got like the Knack, it's a Knack attack. When we get those numbers up, I think you're really you're gonna like that. You're gonna want that logo on that hat and T-shirt and everything. But basically what we decided to do about a month ago was get a group of highly motivated, task-driven members who absolutely love the Nexus ecosystem and everything about it. We look at what's being done and how much has been done in the last 9-10 months, and we're in complete awe, and we feel like we need to give back and really grow the community. So we came together, formed an action committee to truly make a difference. We have one single mission in mind, and that's to grow our membership base by at least 400%. And there's no doubt we will do that. As Peter said, there's 3 parts of every successful company. We have to have a leadership team. So I would give Nexus an A+. We have to have products and services. There, I would probably give Nexus an A+. But 3, and most importantly, we have to have a large community base. And that's on all of us, not just the Knack, but we will be the driving force behind growing this community. And we need more than just this group. And we'll talk about that as time goes along. If we do all that, there's only one result: generational wealth for all of us. It's that simple. So what we've done to accomplish this is we're just not sitting around the table chatting. We are very much focused on action and outcome. So we've created different subcommittees, each tasked with their own mission, but still laser focused on that number, 400% growth in membership. That is going to happen. So you can reach us. Well, before I say that, everyone that comes into the Knack membership at this point has to be dedicated to these goals. And so it's not just a matter of everybody coming on. We really want you to say to yourself, I want to make a difference. And not only do I want to make a difference, I will make a difference. And if that's your thought process, the best way to reach us, it is invite only, because we do want to make sure we know who's on the committee. I want to go ahead and I'll say it now. It's pretty simple. Email live, LIVE, simple, the number 3, livesimple3@gmail.com. That goes directly to me. And we have a process of looking at everybody that wants to come in. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to some of our superstars. We have on this AMA tonight, we have Daryl, who's going to talk about our social media subcommittee. Coach Dave on education. We're also forming a Knack University. See, that name is going to come back every time, Peter.
I'm starting to fall in love with it. When
I
you say
mean,
Knack
our
Attack,
children, grandchildren are going to want to go to
mind.
Knack University, and it's free. So you don't have to worry about tuition and all the things we have to do as parents. And then Danny and Les are going to talk about quality sites, and then the Chad is going to end it up talking about our new AMA format. So with that, let's go ahead and
real quick, Jim,
go
when
ahead,
you guys
please.
start, can you give them a little background on yourself so they can, see the background of the people that are on the committee that are taking this seriously, make it happen. So when it comes to each person, when you do it, if you could just give them a little background on, what you've accomplished so far in life. And I'm like blown away by the quality of the people that are on this committee and putting together. It's like I couldn't hire this team of people to come to work. So it's good to have them, engaged in helping build this thing.
Well, great. I'll just say one thing about myself, but one thing, and that is I'm pretty active throughout the day. I work probably 50, 60 hours, but I feel like I put just as much time into the Nexus program. I think multitasking is key, and you got to love what you do. I love what I do. I love Nexus, and this is just too easy. So I'll turn that over to Daryl, if you want to give us a few words about yourself and your committee.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. So Daryl, was brought into TruBadger and the Nexus ecosystem probably about 8 or 9 months ago now, and it really has been a blessing in disguise. Very honored to be asked to be part of the Nexus Action Committee, Knack. Love Knack Attack, love getting out there in front of everybody. And I think it has to do with how much time I spend on social media and trying to get our gospel out there. So I was very fortunate to be asked about that. Now, a little bit about me. I've actually been in the marketing space, started in affiliate marketing probably about 14 years ago, and I've been doing that for a number of years. And then I was brought into real estate marketing. Prior to that, implementation and training for many, many, many years. So I know technology is a pain point at any stage in life. You could be young, you could be older, it doesn't matter. Everybody has a hurdle that we need to get over, and marketing is also a challenge. But with the teams that have been put in place and the Knack committee, I have to tell you, these resources are absolutely fundamental in getting this community to grow. I mean, it's just, I get caught up every day for how exciting it is just to see all the thought processes go into it, and just how invested everybody truly is in growing this community and providing to everybody. I'm actually heading up the social media subcommittee, and on my team is, I'm just going to name off a few people by their handles, because I'm not sure everybody knows them by name. So we have MZerb12, Crypto Beard, RBL Lovejoy, Beyond Money, Mavi, Brooke Phillips, Nadia Girl, and Crypto Friends. And I have to tell you, I mean, these people are absolutely phenomenal. So a couple of quick things. I'm not going to get into too much detail for everybody, but I just want to talk to you a little bit about our strategy overall. You know, as a community, our number one goal is to grow the community. Obviously, you know, we can't blow up the Nexus ecosystem and all of our projects without having a solid community. So it really is about building that awareness. We have a ton of tools that are really simplifying the way that we need to go out and actually reach our audience and engage with people. One of them is by implementing a very simple link, the beacons.ai/the Nexus ecosystem into our social posts. This is something that, copy it, save it in a Word document, save it in a note, save it somewhere on your computer, on your smartphone. It doesn't matter. It's a simple link. What I do, actually, I just post it in a web browser. I take that link every time I want to post it, and I throw it into any of my social links. And I tell you, this is really easy because now we're driving awareness. We're driving people back to Nexus ecosystem site, and it's giving users all the information that they could be looking for. You know, as Peter, as Jim, and as I'm sure you're going to hear ongoing tonight, the theme of this is not about the Knack members building the community. It's not about the leadership building the community. It really is about having all of the Nexus ecosystem community members getting engaged. The more activity that we can drive, the more engagement we get out of that, the quicker our community is going to grow, and the quicker the leadership team is able to bring on new projects, which we're all excited about. So it really is about tracking that growth, seeing how many new followers are we getting? What are the new members looking like? Adding certain things into our social activity, like the Knack TB, which is a Knack TruBadger tag that we kind of came up with collectively. So we tried to do just the hashtag Knack, but unfortunately that linked to a whole bunch of other stuff, so we didn't want to do that. So we thought we'd add on the TB as well. So if any of you are ever on any of your social sites, Twitter, Instagram, and you want to see what kind of activity there is, just do a search for hashtag KnackTB, and you're going to actually see a lot of the posting that's already going on. So the other real part of social activity is about engagement. So how are our audiences actually interacting with us? And as a committee, we're really coming up with unique ideas, or shouldn't really say unique because it's out there, but it's unique for us. And you saw the Crypto Gods NFT giveaway. So this is something that every single person, even if you don't know how to use your social platforms, but you have them, just like it, share it. And you're spreading the word on all of the activities that we're doing as a community. We're also coming up with, and I'm not going to steal the thunder, fun and game nights that we need to share. We need to start thinking about how are we soliciting that engagement? And the simple way to do that, aside from just sharing and tweeting and posting and doing all that stuff, is actually asking questions or asking for feedback from anybody that's following you. It really is about building that community, and it's about engaging the people, not just posting something, because everybody can post everything, but it's about how do we engage with people. And a great way to do that is by asking questions, by posting a survey, or doing things of that nature. And then, of course, as all of you are aware, as I mentioned at the very beginning, you know, how are we able to overcome those technology hurdles? And the way that we're doing that at Knack is by coming up with training and tutorials. We had a fantastic Twitter tutorial or classroom session earlier today, run by RBL Lovejoy and MZerb. And, you know, this was just about how to set up a Twitter account, how to create your handle, how to update your profile, do very simple things. But I say simple because I'm actually used to it, but these are new skills that people are going to learn. Jan has actually been providing some amazing Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces how-to videos. So we want to be able to help the community feel comfortable on all the channels that they're using, on all the social platforms, with all the technology. And it doesn't have to be leaps and bounds. Let's take baby steps. We don't have to tackle all the platforms at once. Pick one that you feel most comfortable with. Let's get you engaged. Let's get you driving some activity. Once you become an expert on that, it's really easy to jump into another one. And then obviously, you know, there's a lot of other things that we're doing in the background, little tips and tactics that we can tackle. I don't want to jump into that today. I've already taken up a lot of time about the social community and or the social subcommittee and a little bit about our strategy. So I'm going to turn it over back to somebody else on the Knack committee. So that way they can tell you a little bit about what we're doing.
They also just want to run outside and run around the car or something and jump up and down and just be excited at this moment. I was just asking if it's just me. I believe Dave's going to take it over. Right, Dave? I got to go run outside and run around the car.
No, you sit tight for just a second. I'm going to share my screen and I am in charge. I guess I'm in charge. Me and Jim Clark are in charge of the education committee. And so some of y'all don't know this, but we do a Wednesday night crypto for beginners class. Now, there's not many people that can say, I don't need that class. And so we start from the beginning and we teach that class. Now, during that class, since we formed this committee, I've come up with some other things because I listen to our leader. And here's what I want you to know. If community is commerce, if that's the key, what if there was a community out there that taught the basics of crypto? Folks, voice inflection and how you present things will be in the education committee, okay? We will always teach how to ask certain things. And like the gentleman just said, if you learn how to ask questions, they require answers. And my background for 42 years has been in teaching and educating people in the insurance and investment business and doing corporate training. Well, what if there was a community out there that taught you how to get started? What if there was a community out there that had Zoom rooms to help? What if that was out there? What if community is commerce, and it truly is? What if you could be a part of a community that just in the last 10 months has launched 3 different tokens, has launched 2 different NFT projects, and all 5 of those have been successful? If you could be part of a community like that, would that interest you? And folks, we got to get passionate about what we do. Don't wait for Peter to do it all. Don't wait for his team to do it all. You've got to learn to talk to people. Look, I don't know a whole lot about Twitter and how to hashtag this and how to hashtag that, but I do know how to talk to somebody getting off an elevator. And I do know how to talk to somebody passing in the street. So we have what I call the ultimate umbrella token. It's the ultimate umbrella token. And it's a token called TruBadger. And in our crypto class for beginners, we head everybody to the Nexus ecosystem. Everybody. And so these are just some things that I hear Peter say, and I say, man, that's some stuff we can build presentations out of. But folks, I'm telling you right now, if you're on this call, if you're an educator, if you're a motivator, I want you to be part of the education system because we need teachers. We need people involved. I'm looking for 5 people that will commit. They'll commit to me to invite 2 people a week to the Wednesday night Zooms, not 20, not 40. I'm looking for 5 that invite 2. And we'll start with addition and then we'll go to multiplication. And that's how I've always grown a community, because I grew communities before we had the internet. Okay. We didn't have all this stuff that these guys know that I don't know. What I do know, though, I know how to do. This is the architect, Mr. Peter Gattner. He's the architect behind this, and this is how we present this. And so we launched TruBadger. And what does TruBadger do? And I teach them what TruBadger does. And it's an incubator for projects. It's a consulting firm, but mainly it's a community of hodlers. And we want that community to grow. And that's why we present the Knack Attack Group. All right. I just did this a second ago. Well, I didn't do this a second ago. I did this last week. But what about this for an elevator pitch? We got to have something that we can teach, and we have to have something that's transferable. This is very simple. What do you do, Dave? Oh man, I'm working in a community that teaches the basics of crypto and how to get started. That's what we do. Then if you wait, excuse me just a second, I moved something around and it stopped my thing. The next thing that comes out of your mouth is this. Would that be of interest to you or anyone that you may know? And in the insurance world, there's 3 letters that come behind that, and it's called WFA. And it's shut your mouth and wait for an answer. The problem is people want to throw up everything that they know about the crypto space all over that person. And all you want to do is get them to a basic class and then get them to the Zoom room. Let somebody else teach them. You're not the expert yet. And when they hear Mr. Peter Gattner talk, they're going to get excited. We just got to get them there. So I need 5 people that'll commit to inviting 2 people a week to a Wednesday night Zoom from 7 to 8:30 Eastern time, not Pacific. Now I got to do something with the committee, with the education committee. We have to do something for the West Coast guys. I know. I think once a month we'll do a Saturday class. We've got some stuff that's starting to happen. And then here's the Knack University. Right now, you can come in as a freshman. We got the Crypto for Beginners class. We will teach answering objections as a sophomore. We, as a junior, not sure yet what we'll teach. Some of you people are educators and you have ideas. We need those ideas, folks. This thing is being built, it's being born, it's being formed, but it can be with your help. And we need you to engage rather than just wait for your tokens to go up. And then a senior, folks, we tell people, get in where you fit in. I don't know where you fit in. If you can get in for $100, if you can get in for $1,000, just get in where you fit in, where it's comfortable, where it won't devastate your family. If you lose all your money in this crypto world, if it doesn't devastate your family, get in there. If it's $100, then put in $100, but just get involved and hold on. I know that Mr. Jim Clark's part of our education committee. So Jim, I'm going to turn it back over to you. I do thank you for your time, but we're very excited about our Zoom classes on Wednesday nights.
Fabulous. I don't know if how can I follow that, Coach? That was awesome. And I just want to say that's what the Knack Attack is about. This is every one of our discussions, probably 20 times a day. And despite, I think, everybody on here having a full-time job, I don't know where we're finding the hours, the enthusiasm, but it rocks. And I don't even want to follow you, Coach. It was perfect. Daryl, it was perfect. And that's what we're about. We are just a means to the end. We want the whole community to get us there. And with that, I'd like to turn this over to the good Danny and Les. They're going to talk about quality and what that means as far as putting on that great face and bringing people in, and they can see not only is our outside of our house look great, but once they're in, they really like what they see. So I'll turn it over to either one of you or a tag team.
You want me to start, Les, or did you want to start?
Well, I just wanted to say, tagging off of what Jim just said, that's what I liken this to. It's like you find the best restaurant you've ever been to, and you just can't believe how good it is inside. But very few people know about it. The work is just getting people there. Once they get there, they're going to thank you. And that's exactly what this is. If you think about it, any great football team, when they have a good play, how does it all begin? It begins with a huddle. And that's all this Knack group is. We're a huddle. We're a huddle, and we're going to go out and make something happen. We're going to make some great plays happen. But all that means is getting the word out. The heavy lifting's been done already. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you. Thank you, entire TruBadger or Nexus ecosystem team. So where Danny and I, when we looked at this, seriously looked at this, we said, what can we do to contribute here? And we just thought the best way to approach something is to make it simple. And by making something simple, especially when it involves spreading the word, it has to be something that can continue down the chain. So let me put it this way. Peter is awesome. And every time I listen to him and now listening to you guys, I mean, Daryl, Coach Dave, you guys are amazing. I like want to break dance or something right now. But the idea is there's a lot of information flow here. So if I tell somebody about it, because I got, half as good as these guys, well, they're going to go tell somebody. And like the fireside chat, by the time you get to the end of the fireside chat, the message has been greatly diluted. So we thought, what if we had like a central core, a central place where you can send somebody? And the idea was, let's create some videos. This way I can tell somebody about it and keep it real simple. And then they can tell somebody about it. And then those people can tell somebody about it. And you're letting the tools do the heavy lifting. And that's very duplicatable, very replicatable. And the message doesn't get diluted because it's all pointing back to the same direction in the same area. So while we were doing this and we were digging deep, we had to really learn in order to create. So we went through AMAs, we went through the white paper, we went through every nook and cranny we could find, going all the way back to the beginning. And in doing so, our role on the team, just like a football team, the linebacker is not going to do what the center does or the quarterback. Everyone has a different role. And that's what's so exciting about this. But what we thought we could do is we can dig out all this information. And while we're doing it, we saw some stuff that was maybe an original idea that took a little bit of it morphed a little bit into a different concept. So, we saw something over here that, well, maybe that could be enhanced a little bit because we're digging through it. It just made a lot of sense that we would end up being on the quality committee or the quality control committee, because we were seeing areas where we could enhance and just get the message out a little bit, more effectively, let's say. Donald Trump, whether you love him or hate him, let me just say one thing. There was a motto when he was doing his thing, and his team was saying, let Trump be Trump. I liken Peter to the same thing. We got to let Peter be Peter and let him do what he does best with his core of, Rhonda and Dawn and his whole crew. Kind of just thought of Charlie's Angels there for a second. But anyway, okay. Does that make you Boswell, Peter? Whatever. But the idea there is let Peter keep, pioneering and keep, breaking new ground and doing that. And we'll just come back. We'll come behind him a little bit and, just help get the message out, sweep up a little bit, whatever the case is, whatever we can do. And that's the name of what we're doing right here, right now as a group. But in Danny's, in my case, we're kind of going the quality control route. What do you think, Danny?
I agree. Of course, I have to follow you. So I'm part of, I'm going to talk a little bit about the quality subcommittee. And I want to mention that many of us are in more than one subcommittee in the Knack group, which shows you the desire and the passion we as a group have to make Nexus 6 ecosystem successful. That's why Les and I are doing videos, and we're part of the subcommittee for quality. We have some very talented and passionate members in that group that are continually looking for information that might be incorrect or out of date in our websites, documentation, social media, anywhere that you hear, you see, you read anything to do with Nexus ecosystem or any of our projects. We want to be able to provide that team with any corrections from our community or whatever we can find to send it back to the team to make those corrections. We're also want to provide Peter and the team with suggestions on updates or changes to some of our websites or documentation. I mean, we know that Peter and the team are a very busy group of people and they're working on multiple very exciting projects, and we want them to focus on that. So our committee believes that as a group, we can provide an outside view of what the public is seeing and how to improve on that. I also want to mention that I've become aware that we have a very knowledgeable, friendly group of community members in Knack, and I'm proud to be part of that group. I have to say it's really exciting to when you get in a Discord and you read the chats in the various subcommittees and you see what they're planning and the actions that they're taking to show. It just shows that this group has a lot to offer, and they're putting in a lot of time in their subcommittee and in many cases other committees to make Nexus ecosystem well, we all know it is. We want the masses to also see what we see. And I believe what we in the community and Knack and the things we're doing will make a difference. And if anyone out there can also see the big picture and what we believe this will become, you're more than welcome to be part of the future in our team.
Yeah,
we as a group are serious about making Nexus ecosystem the best thing since Bitcoin. That's our goal, and that's what we're all about.
That's right. I just wanted to propose, Jim, Peter says we need a little bit more chutzpah in the name. Mutant Ninja Turtle Knacks. How's that?
Beautiful. Excellent.
We can make that the informal name. Hey, a shout out.
If I get a show of hands now, we can go ahead and vote now.
I just made a note here. Les is the official voiceover and break dancer now of the Nexus ecosystem.
Right.
I got the note right here, so that's done and taken over.
Hey, Peter, a shout out to you and to the whole team, and Sharona, Steve, Steve Canales, you guys just all rocked it, and to this point, and we are honored. Danny and I are honored. I mean, I work 75, 80 hours a week, so God bless Danny. The reason he feels like he's been pulled through a keyhole is because we start at 10:30 at night and go to 2 a.m, writing scripts and stuff. I mean, I even saw the other day the Badger lied down and fell asleep. He was so tired. Anyway, back to you, Jim.
Yeah, well, thanks. Great summary. And again, I mean, we've got one more on the line here. We could go through everybody that's not on, and this is the enthusiasm you're going to see. Again, kudos to the leadership team. This is easy for us. This is us giving back to the team. And, we're all members, we're all invested, and we want to show awesome results. And we've got a great team. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Chad. He's going to talk about upcoming AMA formats and anything else, because Chad's the man. Chad.
Man, I am just blessed and honored to be here. Back in November, I had never heard of Nexus ecosystem, and it's just I dipped a toe in, and before I knew it, I dove off the high dive into the deep end, and I'm loving every bit of it, and just such a wonderful group here. My background is I was in the military for 11 years. I was a enlisted soldier, and then I went through officer candidate school, became an officer, got out in 2014 after 11 years because we had our second and third child while I was in, and I wanted to see them. When you're a soldier, it's 24/7, it never stops. And so I wanted to see my kids. So I got out, and my wife and I became entrepreneurs in 2014, and we've been building things since. I've written a couple books, and I just love this world of being an entrepreneur. I love creating value. I love mostly helping people win. Okay. I started a company called Made for More because I believe everybody on here was made for more. And so what I get the honor of doing and kind of, you are on the AMA right now. So you can go ahead and put in your calendar for the next 14 years, right? Every Tuesday night, we're going to get together at, I'm out in Nashville, Tennessee. So 9:00 Central here. Of course, if you're on the West Coast, we're looking at 7:00. East Coast, 8:00. If you're one of my Alaska friends, let's go fishing, right? We're about 5 p.m. start time, I think, in Alaska. And then we'll be bringing people on from all over the country, and they'll have to wake up at 2, 3 in the morning, which when they learn what we're going to do with this group, they'll probably be happy to wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning. So what you're looking at with the AMA, you're going to get a weekly progress report. We want you to know everything that's going on, the good, the bad, the ugly, full transparency. One thing I've learned about Peter is he is a man of integrity. He's a man of character. He's not going to blow smoke up any part of you, right? He's going to share the reality of where we are, what's going on, and most importantly, where we're headed, because we're going to create $1 trillion in value here in the Nexus ecosystem over the next 5, 6, 7 years. Okay. Now, what is that? Someone had to tell me that 1 trillion is 1,000 billions and 1 billion is 1,000 millions. So when we talk about you creating $1 million in value here for you and your family, we're not blowing smoke. That's going to happen for thousands and thousands of people. Okay. This is a participatory economy. And what that means is the more you participate, the more you win. So we're all working for ourselves and for you right now. We're participating to help ourselves win, our families win, and your family win. When dip your toe in the deep end or go ahead and jump off the high dive like we all have here, right? You're just helping yourself win even more and even faster. Now, if you're someone like me and you love to meet people, you love to connect dots, you love to just get to know people, interview people. I don't know how many calls I've been on now, Zooms with Peter, but I'm always looking to connect Peter. I'm always looking for ways to help win. So you might have connections. You might have a cousin that's got major success. At the minute they hear about this, they're going to bring 100 people, 1,000 people into the Nexus ecosystem. We want to know what you were created for. We know you're made for more. What were you made for? And what talents and skills do you have to bring to the table? Now, if you want to come onto our team, right? But so far I've got a 17-year-old up to a 74-year-old. So we got that kind of covered. We've got men, we've got ladies, but we need more people. We need more people that want to be part of this. And so what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to connect dots. We're going to be able to interview different companies that are partnering with Nexus ecosystem, get to know some of the community members. Why are people here? Why are people investing in TruBadger? Some of the core team, the more you get to know Peter and you get to know Rhonda on here and some of these other ladies, you're just like, oh my gosh, where did he find these people? Like Peter is a collector of the best people on the planet. And hopefully by now you're starting to see this. And because no one here is getting paid anything. I mean, maybe if you're really, really good, Peter might drop a couple extra TruBadgers in the hat for you. I don't know. I mean, I heard Peter one time on a token burn party, you were just feeling good that day and just tossed some TruBadger out there. I mean, Jody said he won. I don't even know how much he won, but that's another thing that I like, guys, is you're the ones that are here, right? There's probably 100, 200 people here out of thousands. And sometimes, you just by showing up, good things happen. You get to find out first, and there's value to finding out first. I mean, when you own our crypto gods and Peter says you're down the road, you're going to be first in line. Imagine when we have 100,000 and we can only whitelist a few thousand and you're first in line for that next token launch. That's why you want to always show up. So we're going to talk about what happened last week. We're going to talk about what happened this week. If you've ever seen the movie Wizard of Oz, we're going to let you in the back. You're going to come in the VIP room. And you're gonna be able to look behind the curtain and see what's actually happening behind the curtain, hear about things that are in the pipeline. I mean, every single week, Peter's like, I had this call. And I'm just like, dude, that's insane, man. Like when he talks about Otherverse, and then it could be a top 10 token. Do you understand that's out of like 20,000 tokens? So imagine when you're able to buy something for pennies that grow, and I don't even know what the percentage increase will be over the next year, 5 years, but we get to be part of that. And it's a lot. Okay, it's not your granddaddy's 8% a year, rule of 72, where every 14 years your investment's going to double. One of my son's 17, and he talked to one of his buddies, and he said his buddy don't even look at it if he doesn't think he can 10x in 1 year. That's the time we live in right now with crypto. You can 10x in 1 year. I don't know, 20 years ago, if someone said 10x in 1 year, you just said you're nuts. But here, my son gets in an NFT and he pays 0.2 Ethereum, like $650 at the time. 20 minutes later, he's like, Dad, it's selling for 7 Ethereum. And I'm like, what? Sell that sucker. So he sells it for 6.5 and makes 20,000. Now he's lost, hundreds and trying to do the same thing in other projects. But that's the world we live in today, guys. And so this is a safe place to be able to invest in a project like TruBadger. So behind the curtain, this every single Tuesday, like I said, we'll be here. You'll be able to stay close to the fire, understand what's going on. We're going to have contests, a call to action. That's the big thing that I want to bring to the table with the AMA when we leave here. Like today we mentioned, I mean, you might not even know, we have a set of crypto gods. Now you can participate and get the 5, but the only way to get the special Bitcoin one is to win it. Okay, well, how do you win it? I'm so glad you asked me. Now, I think Rhonda put it in the chat here. If we're on the Zoom, probably did it on the YouTube. But all you got to do is you click a link that's going to take you to Twitter, and you fill out. You do a few things there. It takes about 5 minutes, and now you've got 10 entries. And then if you're really, really motivated, now you get your own link and you share it with friends and have them promote it also. And you get extra links. So I'm gonna try and get as many entries as all the rest of you combined, so I have better chances. I'm just saying. You guys should do that too. But so we're gonna highlight the people. We're gonna highlight the projects. You're gonna get to know some of the core team. You're gonna get to know some of the community members each week, and we're gonna just share with you what's going on the best that we can and try and keep it to 45 minutes to an hour. But that's gonna happen every Tuesday, and these are recorded. So if you can't make it one Tuesday, catch the replay and just stay plugged in. You know, and I tell everybody I know that sharing is caring. My family, my friends, I'm like, invest as much as you can in TruBadger, as often as you can in TruBadger, because every week going down the line, there's things happening that's going to start to drive that value in TruBadger. And the crypto itself, when it starts running again, like it was back in November, right? When I think BNB was 650 then, and now it's on sale for like 400. So you can get it for I had to pay 650. You get to get it for 400 today. But all these great things are happening. And obviously I'm excited to be here. And I'm excited to be around all these guys too. You know, you're the sum of the 5 people you hang out with most. So I'm trying to hang out with Peter, and I'm trying to hang out with Jim on here, and Danny and Les and all these other guys. And we're all going to win, and we're going to win big.
Fabulous. And that's our new AMA host. Thanks, Chad. Appreciate your words. And I'll turn this over to Peter and Rhonda. Thanks for the opportunity to give us some time tonight to talk about our group. I put in the email for anybody interested. And again, we're happy to serve. Glad to be part of the team.
Wow, guys. You know, anybody else feel like you were getting picked for teams and you had to go to the bathroom and you left and you came back and found out you got picked for the freaking superstar team, right? And you're looking at it going, we can't lose, right? We got like 42 guys the size of a building, right? We got the fastest guy. We got the smartest guys on playing. We got the best coach. We've got everything that's there to win. All we've got to do now is get on the field and just play. And I've got to tell you guys, with what Knack is about to do, with this taking off, I will promise you this: the opportunities we bring to this community will be some of the greatest opportunities ever to launch in the space of the blockchain and cryptocurrency. That is an absolute promise and guarantee, guys. We build a community of 50,000, 100,000, 250,000, 500,000. We will go out and find, create, and build some of the greatest projects in the history of the biggest shift of wealth in human history. And the people that are a part of it, the people that helped us make this happen, will be getting the lion's share of the pie, right? That's what I love so much about this new movement, DAOs, blockchain, cryptocurrency. You know, in the past, if you were somebody like, you know, a Jeff Bezos, and you created a world-altering business concept, you held on to 20, 30% of it. If you were a Sam Walton and you redefined retail, your family right now is worth over $100 billion, right? 5, 6 people who control a vast amount of wealth. This is flipping the script. It says we're going to go out and create world-altering business models. And by simply being a part of a community that helps drive, move, believe in it, hold on to it, that you can own instead of a small group of people, a much larger group of people get to participate in that. That's what excites me more than anything else, right? This concept and this idea that by just being a part of it, you get to participate, and anybody can participate, you know? Look, Jeff Bezos at one point went out and looked for 20 investors to put $50,000 each in his business. I don't know about you, but he didn't call me. Okay. Nobody called me up. I don't know if I would have said yes or no back in 94, 95 area, right? I don't know, but I was never given the opportunity. The second thing is I don't know, I haven't thought back in that time. Did I have a spare 50 grand laying around that I could put into one business to hope that it was going to be a revolutionary business? Today, in this point, you don't need to have 50 grand, 50 bucks, $100, a few $100, disciplined on every week or every time I'm going to put 20, 50 bucks, whatever it is, into the projects and get involved, go out and share it and help build it. Decentralized, guys, battle, decentralized and centralized, right? Who's going to win the battle? Decentralized has the head start, but centralized has the resources and the ability to do that unless we muster up the resource that they cannot buy, and that is passion and having people that do exactly what Coach Dave said. Go out and just train, share, educate, build through this. I'm serious. If you guys are not right now going, holy crap, I've got these people working for my benefit, for my success. If that doesn't excite you, I don't know. Oh my goodness. Guys, this is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the people that are on this committee, right? There's a lot of people that you're not hearing from, that you're not seeing right now, that are out there working for our success. This is unbelievable. I mean, look, for months, guys, that's my thought is, how are we going to grow this community? Especially since December, January, February, March, and then got on the phone with Jim, and this idea, this concept came up. I don't have to worry about growing the community anymore. I just need to go out and create opportunities so the people that we bring in can prosper, and so we can build the wealth. We're on the journey. We're on the road already to $1 trillion. What day are we going to get there? How fast are we going to get there? It's going to really come down to how many people get involved with these guys and girls that are involved with this and start to take small, tiny actions. That is, community is commerce for one very simple reason. It's a whole bunch of people doing very small things. Not one person putting in $1 million into something, but 1,000 people putting in whatever it is that they can afford to do. Not one person putting in 80 hours or 100 hours a week, but thousands of people putting in 5 and 10 minutes when they can get the chance. When you're waiting in the doctor's office going, let me log into Twitter and let me send some posts. When you're sitting there, I don't know, most of you guys now have the TiVo stuff and you fast forward through commercials. Don't mute them. Use your commercial time on your favorite show, 3 minutes at a gap. But one show you can get in 6 or 7 3-minute social media, driving, sharing, doing everything that it is that's necessary. And I got to tell you, if we got 10,000 people to take their favorite show and share in each 3-minute break in there, imagine the power of that. I believe it's about 18 minutes of commercials per hour. 10,000 people doing that is literally 180,000 minutes of marketing time within 1 hour span of each person watching a show. 180,000 minutes of power, energy, and to drive the Nexus ecosystem. What is that doing? It's driving the ability for us to find bigger and better opportunities. It's driving the projects that we've already launched. It's attracting more people, more opportunities to our doorstep. That's what we have our hands on. I'm telling you, this right now, write it down, was the most important phone call in the history of the Nexus ecosystem, TruBadger, and everything else that we've done. This is our advantage because now we have the ability to build the greatest, most active, connected community in the history of the blockchain and cryptocurrency. And beyond that, in the world, this is right now. You write it down. I seriously, get out your phone, put it on the calendar. This day in history, we just made it. You're a part of it. Let's go out and let's get to that $1 trillion. I want to open it up, guys, for some questions. If you guys have some questions for these guys, we've already been on about an hour, so we're going to take about 5 minutes to answer some questions, and then we'll thank you guys for being here. So if you do have a question about the Knack, put it in the chat right now, and I'm going to turn it back over to Jim to go ahead and answer those questions. So please, if you have any questions, put them in there. I know you guys have been answering along the way. Go ahead, Rhonda.
I have a question. Jim, is your 60 seconds up?
About an hour ago. I told her I would come on and talk about like 45, 60 seconds. And she's like, there's no way. And I'm glad we had the whole hour.
So that means I don't owe you $1 million TruBadger.
That is correct.
Because,
that is correct.
Perfect.
I saved that text.
Like 13 cents, right?
So what questions do we have for myself, the group? Got some awesome people on the line here.
Okay, one question is, Dave, on the Crypto for Beginners, our replays of those available if you are not able to come to the classes on Wednesday. So not sure if you've got that figured out yet, but
The replays.
I have got an
the
idea.
the replays are always available the next day. If you would email me at Dave, DAVEMMA at mac.com and just request the recording, the next day you'll have it.
And also along that, we're going to have a filter of all these different education things that we're doing so that you can come to one place and be able to get replays and answers. So that's where we are as of today.
And we didn't talk about this tonight, but I talked with Danny Cookie last week. And as we put this stuff together with their streaming videos or whatever they call them, it's going to be powerful, very powerful. What a learning curve we got in front of us, but what a wonderful way to learn. There's no doubt.
Absolutely.
You guys want a sample of the TruBadger video?
Yeah, that'd be perfect if we can play that. I got to tell
Because
you,
it kind of goes hand in hand with what you were talking about, Peter.
this group of guys here and ladies that are part of Knack, we had one meeting on this and talked about doing this. I have stepped back. Like, they sent me some emails. I didn't even read them. I didn't even look at them. I don't want them to get mad at me because I haven't looked at their emails. But I haven't even looked at them because I'm like, let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to go on. Way beyond where I thought we were at. Way beyond where I thought this was going at this point. I'm telling you, I am absolutely blown away. You guys have floored me with the progress, with the organization, and with everything that you've done. They asked me, they said, do you want to be involved with this? I said, no, I don't. No, I'm not going to. You guys, it's your thing. Just do it. And I thought, oh, well, maybe it'll take a month or a couple months for them to get this thing up and running. Oh, my goodness gracious. Go ahead, Les, play the video, because I'm about, if I go outside and I try to do a flip without it, I can still work from the hospital. I've done it before. Don't worry about it. It will not incapacitate me or anything, because I'm going to try to go out and do one of those flips, you know, where you don't even use your hand. I don't know. My wife would know what it's called, but I'm just ready to go out in the street. I'll be flipping up and down the street. My neighbors might call the police on me, but it's okay. When the police get here, we'll bring them into the Nexus ecosystem. We can use some law enforcement in the community. All right, Les, go ahead. Take it away, buddy.
We need you. Don't hurt yourself. You know, the Knack group, we talked about this and everyone agreed that TruBadger token needs to have the most focus and the most attention to it, because it's our crown jewel of the Nexus ecosystem. So this is just an excerpt. This is going to be a longer video. We know they need to be, you know, right now we're targeting somewhere around 4 minutes, but the value here is to highlight what this is really all about. So here's an excerpt. I'm just going to read the small section of the beginning and then the end, give you guys a little taste of it. Nexus ecosystem is proud to introduce its flagship token, TruBadger. TruBadger is a specialized consulting business that gives value to its token by finding some of the best emerging projects and technologies out there that are game changers in the crypto space. The token has utility because its value is based on innovative product development and external counseling services, bringing even more potential value to the project and therefore the token over time. Our consulting services accelerate success for these emerging projects, benefiting TruBadger through joint ventures and through our community's direct participation in their projects. TruBadger is the crown jewel project of the Nexus ecosystem because it captures the success of all the other projects and tokens under its umbrella. TruBadger is designed to create long-term value for its token holders by receiving and banking a percentage of all the coins, tokens, and NFTs received from those various projects in exchange for our consulting services. So by owning TruBadger tokens, you're essentially a partial owner in the growth and success of all these exciting projects. Now, we get into it a little bit, but I'm going to just skip down a little bit. And a lot of this verbiage is just, you know, borrowed from Peter. So, but okay, let me go towards the end. This year alone, we could have up to 50 exciting projects under TruBadger, with each one of them giving more and more value to the TruBadger token. What do you think would happen to the value of TruBadger token to the TruBadger token if just one of these projects became the next Ethereum. Every once in a while, an opportunity comes along that you wish you were involved in. Think Tesla, Apple, Amazon, or Bitcoin in the early days. Where would you be today if you acted on any one of those and held? If you're like most people, it would be life-changing. TruBadger is right here, right now. A life-changing opportunity in its early days. Ready to get started and set up your wallet? Just click on the orange button. All I can say, all I want to add to this is buy on the dip now. A word to the wise.
The video itself is great. This is, I think you've got 2 produced now, Les and Dan.
2, yeah. This is the 3rd one we're working on. Peter obviously trusts us because he just never heard this before. Neither has Ron. So we'll talk. We'll talk.
That's awesome. You know, Peter, we were on a call with Knack, I think one Sunday night, and the call went for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Now that's long for me. But there was a lady that came on at the end, and she had been at work, and she discussed her children and her grandchildren. And then she called TruBadger the umbrella token. And I took that and ran with it, because in the insurance business, if I need $1 million worth of coverage on my home, on my cars, on my boats, on my jet skis, I can put it in an umbrella and pay one premium and have all that covered for $1 million. Well, TruBadger is the ultimate umbrella token. And if we can focus on that and move forward with that, that's an easy way to explain what we have a hold to. I thought, man, that is awesome. So anyway, I kind of left that part out tonight because we were kind of pushing, but I do want to give that lady credit. I don't remember her name. I know you do, Jim. So let's give her credit for that, because it's the ultimate.
Rhonda, we've got to
token.
get a Badger with a yellow raincoat on and a black umbrella.
There you go.
All
The
right.
umbrella.
Well, we might have some.
Okay,
We
so
might
what
have
color
some.
is this? He's wearing a yellow slicker. Can he wear orange? No, yellow, because it's TruBadger. Yellow with a blue umbrella. Those are the TruBadger colors.
All right.
That work? I gotta stay on brand, Peter.
Steve wants a green umbrella. I don't know why he picked green, but we do know why he picks green, right?
Yeah.
So Ron,
Wow,
any other questions that have come up?
I think you guys have answered them all, and I know they were answering them along the way. Reach out, guys. Get involved. You can see that this is in good hands. And we just had a call just right before this. A gentleman who's going to be bringing on several hundred people into the Nexus ecosystem just in the next few weeks. We have another group that's coming on board that's going to be doing the same type of stuff. So our future's bright. This community is going to start cranking. And who knows what happens to the person who brings in like the 50,000th, wallet, right? Who knows what we'll do? Like, it's like you went in and you were shopping and they said, oh, you're a millionth customer. And the little things start flying all over the place and they come out with the giant check, right? That type of thing. Who knows what might happen, right? To that 50,000th wallet holder as we move through this process and stuff like that. So want to thank you guys for being here tonight. I'm telling you, most important call that we've had to this point, might more than likely probably the most important call that we'll ever have here, because it's about community, and it's community taking the action steps that are necessary to give us the resources to build massive wealth for this community and for where we're headed to in the as far as digital assets go, and moving forward in the future. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you every person that's involved in the Knack on a committee, part of it. If you want to support Knack, again, reach out from there. You might say, hey, I don't want to be part of the committee, but I'd like to help in any way possible. Reach out to these guys and they will give you steps and things that you can do to help. And again, one of the things that everybody can do is drive people to the Knack University, right? Get them involved, or social media stuff, right? So the stuff that Daryl's doing and that Coach is doing, those are two things that every single person should be doing and driving those things and moving them forward. And if you have any contacts, hopefully I'm pointing to Chad there, right? You don't want to, you figure you can't explain it yourself. Chad will reach out, and I don't know, I got to point every direction because they're in different places, right? Where he is on me, right where he's at me, he's like right there, right? I can point right at it, right? Or right there. No, right there. I don't know. Whichever way I'm pointing my finger is always pointing in the wrong direction. I don't understand that. All right. It's this Zoom thing. It's a trick. All right, guys. I'm telling you what, if you are not on here right now and absolutely excited out of your mind about the power that's behind this, the people that are helping drive this thing, I still love you. That's all I can say. Everybody, have a great evening. We will see you guys soon on something. I don't know. We're going to get you guys an update on the reveal party for Saturday tomorrow. We have a couple things we have to look at, but we believe we're going to still, right, Rhonda? Are we still on for Saturday reveal to see the Ethereum crypto god? Yes.
Dawn,
No?
yeah, Dawn was to it a time, but she's still pushing the programmers hard for Saturday. She just wants to make sure that everything is programmed in right, and then we'll get posts up with the time of day that it is. But
and if it
she
is
feels
not
really
this Saturday,
confident.
guys, then what we are going to do is we're going to do a double reveal the following Saturday of 2 on 1 Saturday. So instead of pushing them both out, we'll catch up by doing a double reveal the following Saturday. Okay.
So we'll do
Ron is
Dot
like, did he just
and
promise that? Oh my goodness. What is
Finance.
he doing? He's out of his mind.
Could somebody write that down and send a note to Sharona? Let's send a note to Dawn.
Send a note to Dawn. Yeah. She wasn't here, so she gets to
I
get the.
We'll
She
let her
was
know.
here. She could have bleeped me. She could have hit the beep button. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Peter.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
All right. We'll see you next.